When your house is a mess and you're feeling the stress, what you need is a friend in your ear. Start the job and you'll see it through with Ronnie talking to you. Make the chaos disappear. Clean with Me podcast is here.
Welcome back to Clean With Me. In today's episode, I'm going to talk you through a quick 5-minute pickup of your entire house. We're going to tidy up real quick, and then we're going to speed clean your kitchen. And while I'm having you do those things, I'm going to talk about a possible routine called the Daily 5 that you could implement using this show. Let's get right into the episode. It's time to gear up for your cleaning session. Maybe you're lying in bed or sitting around on the couch. It's time to get up, maybe get some shoes on if your kitchen floor is gritty, or maybe you like cleaning barefoot and your kitchen floor is not a mess right now, but you need to freshen up for the day. Maybe you need to wipe off the old makeup smears from under your eyes and run a brush through your hair. Or maybe you need to change into something comfortable yet presentable. Or maybe you're already dressed for the day, but you just need an excuse to get up and get moving. How about taking the trash out and relining that wastebasket? And maybe before you take out your kitchen trash, you could empty those smaller wastebaskets into it, like your bathroom wastebaskets or your office or bedroom wastebasket. Okay, going outside is always a great way to kick off your cleaning session. If you're new to the show, please understand that I realize I can talk faster than you can clean, and when I'm giving you ideas like this, I'm recommending that you pick one of the ideas, not all of them. Okay, don't feel like you have to do everything I'm talking about. I'm just giving you some ideas to get you up and moving and to kick off your cleaning session. Another great way to kick off your cleaning session is to start a load of laundry. Spoiler alert, doing a load of laundry from start to finish is number 5 of the daily 5. And I put it as number 5 because it's kind of optional. Sometimes you don't have any laundry to do. But when you're behind on laundry, you want to do at least one load every day, start to finish, until you get caught up. Okay. Once that hamper is half full, or you don't have a residual clean laundry basket, you can cut back to doing laundry a couple times a week or maybe even once a week, whatever works for your lifestyle. But when you're overwhelmed and you're trying to turn over a new leaf with housework, doing a load of laundry from start to finish should be part of your daily 5. So here's your reminder to maybe do a laundry switch. Switch the laundry from the washing machine into the dryer. Start a new load of laundry. Maybe you need to do a survival load of towels and underwear just so you can keep functioning. Or maybe you need to strip your bed and get some bedding washing. Another thing I often have people do to kick off their cleaning session is to get the house smelling fresh. A lot of people do that at the end. Like once the house is clean, they think it's a finishing touch to light a candle or something, and that's okay. But getting your house smelling good at the beginning of the session can help kind of boost your spirits. If the weather's nice, you could open up some windows and let some air circulate through your house. If not, you could maybe light a candle, put some fresh wax in your wax warmer, start an essential oil diffuser, or even just boil some water and drop some orange peels and cinnamon sticks in. Kind of create your own little potpourri. Okay? You don't have to spend a lot of money to create this aesthetically pleasing smell in your home. There are a lot of ways to do it. Another thing people like to do is sprinkle their carpet with baking soda or some commercial carpet sprinkles let that sit for a little while, and then vacuum later on. I'm going to give you about 1 more minute to finish doing whatever you needed to do to gear up for this session. It's not going to be a very long episode. So soon I want you to start gathering up clutter and just moving quickly through your house. You might need a laundry basket to put things in if you like to kind of put everything into a basket and then redistribute it. Or you might prefer to just grab 2 or 3 items at a time and put them where they go. If you think of tidying up your house as a form of exercise, it won't seem so tedious, I guess. So sometimes, going back and forth and not limiting your steps in any way, but just darting around putting things away can be energizing and can help you get some exercise as well if you're keeping track of your steps via a phone or fitness watch. Those steps around the house count too. When you're picking up your house, it's a good idea to just start at the front entrance. For me, anyway, it gives me peace of mind to know that the first impression area looks good, whether it's a spouse getting home from work or kids getting home from school or just somebody arriving unexpectedly at the door. I like the view from the front door to be good. I've told this story in some other episodes. I don't expect you to have heard them all, but my old neighbor years ago at a different house, she used to tell me, every time I come to your house, it's clean. And what it was, I had this dedicated foyer area and formal dining room, and I just prioritized keeping those areas clean. So when she came to the door or even came in and had a cup of coffee with me at the dining room table, everything within her line of vision was clean. But I had 5 kids living at home at the time, and the rest of the house was not clean, but I prioritized that front entrance. Now it's a little more challenging now because I have one of those floor plans where you just walk right into the living room. There's some tile in the entryway, but it's literally the same room as the living room. You can also see into the kitchen. So there's more to do to keep that front area clean. Hopefully, you're already moving through your house, starting at the front entrance, picking up anything that doesn't belong. Pick up items off the floor, pick up clutter off of surfaces. Okay, a lot of you have a piece of furniture near the front entrance of your home. I call that a launch pad. Wherever you're keeping your keys, and maybe your purse. For me, it's a piano in the entryway. Those of you who support me on Patreon have seen pictures of the inside of my house, including that piano that's near my front door. Sometimes there's a case of bottled water in the entryway that somebody just plopped down. So if I were cleaning along with this episode right now, I would take that to the kitchen pantry where it belongs. I would check for any excess clutter on the piano. There are things that belong on the piano, and there are things that just get placed on the piano that don't belong. Okay. The next, and just be adapting this to your own house, be picking up. The next room I would enter is my living room. Again, it's the same room as the entryway, but I would go in a little further. I'd pick up any items off the floor, maybe a pair of shoes, maybe a dog toy. I'd put those items where they go, and then I would straighten my throw pillows. I used to always say straighten your couch cushions and throw pillows, like on my earlier episodes, because I had couch cushions that were getting pulled out of place. My kids were younger and I had different couches where the cushions were always out of place. Okay, but for some of us, we just need to straighten the throw pillows and maybe the blanket. If you're listening to this episode in the fall or winter, maybe you have a cozy blanket that you drape over the back of the couch and you need to smooth that out and refold that. Maybe you have some clutter on an end table, a cup, a bowl. Take that to the kitchen. Again, adapt this to your own house. Maybe you have things on your dining room table that don't belong and you want to clear that off. Okay, let's do that. What about what about the part of the kitchen that can be seen from the front door? That's the first part of the kitchen I straighten. It's mainly my kitchen island. When I'm expecting company on short notice, after I straighten up the entryway and living room, I like to clear off that kitchen island, but it might be a different part of the counter. And there's one strip of countertop behind that that can be seen, from the entryway. Maybe it's a different part of the kitchen for you, but the first thing I like to do is just tidy up everything that's within the line of vision of somebody standing in my entryway. And no, I hope you don't get the impression that I just live in constant fear of somebody coming by and catching me in an imperfect house. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just giving you kind of an order of operations, a way to clean an order of priority, because I feel like if somebody walks into the house and that first impression area is clean, that hides a multitude of household sins, so to speak. My husband's retired now. Okay, his company went out of business, so he retired a little bit earlier than expected, but he's home now. And I work 2 days at the school. So when I get home and the living room is picked up, it's vacuumed, he has straightened up the throw pillows and the throw blankets, and I can see a clear kitchen island and there's a candle lit. It gives such a wonderful impression. Now that you've picked up kind of the front first impression areas, it's time to venture a little further in your house, walk down the hallway, go into the bathrooms, pick up any towels off the floor. If there are excess items on the vanity, put those in the cupboard where they go, the cabinet, wherever they go. Um, put dirty clothes in the hamper, go into your room, put your shoes in the closet, at least get those questionable items where, those articles of clothing that you don't know whether they're clean or dirty or, whatever. At least get them draped over a chair, at least get the floor picked up, and then quickly make your bed. And if your kids are home right now, maybe you're listening to this, during winter break, have them pick up their rooms as well. Time honored tradition in my family that I got from my mom is telling the kids, get your rooms clean and vacuum ready. That takes it to a whole new level of clean when they know somebody's probably going to vacuum or you're going to have them vacuum. Hopefully, you've done some tidying up, and I realize there might be a room that cannot get tidied up as part of a quick pickup session. I get that. You might have a room that's out of control. It could be your bedroom, it could be a toddler or preschooler's bedroom. It could be, that you need to help them clean. It could be an office or just kind of a spare room that's become kind of a catch all, that one dungeon in your house where you just keep the doors shut. But hopefully, you've done a quick whole house walkthrough and put some things away and gotten the house under control. Of course, after this episode, if there's a room that you need to focus on, you can scroll down and find an episode that covers that room, like, a messy bedroom episode or a bathroom episode. And if you have not yet subscribed to bonus content, you're missing out. A lot of people subscribe to the bonus content just for the longer whole house walkthroughs that have you cleaning for 50 minutes to an hour. There are also some highly specialized episodes like deep cleaning your bathroom for holiday guests. That was a recent one. I've got a brand new bonus episode called Cleaning as You Go that will have you doing a little bit in each room during the episode, but it's chock full of tips on keeping your house under control between deeper cleaning sessions. It's all about changing those daily habits. But of course, if you're not able to subscribe, you can scroll back further and find episodes on bathrooms, bedrooms, or whichever other area you need to deep clean. Just subscribing makes it easier because you'll be getting recent episodes that cover everything. Of course, it helps me out. So, special thanks to those of you who have already unlocked bonus episodes. I appreciate you more than you know. At this point in the episode, I want you to gather up any dirty dishes from around the house. Maybe you've got a mug on a nightstand, a glass on that ledge next to your bathtub. Maybe a teenager has a plate and a fork in their bedroom. But let's get that stuff to the kitchen and get those dishes started. We're going to speed clean your kitchen. And once you get everything to the kitchen, I want you to look for any difficult items. Difficult items are items that have dried on food or liquid and they need to soak a little bit. Okay. Maybe you left a dirty pot and pan out overnight or for several hours and the food is kind of dried on, or maybe you have something with baked on food, or maybe you just have a mug with some residue from the hot cocoa kind of dried onto the bottom. The first thing I want you to do is get some hot water running and grab a scrub brush or an abrasive sponge, whatever you have on hand. But I like using a brush with a handle for the pre rinsing stage. I want you to pre rinse those difficult items first. Okay. Rinse them and scrub them under hot running water and then fill those items up with hot water, a little bit of dish soap. And for utensils, you could put them inside of a pot to get them soaking like that. Or maybe you want to fill up one side of the sink and get things soaking if you're going to put your easy items into the dishwasher. But if you don't have a dishwasher, you might want to soak things elsewhere. Okay, for example, a pot filled with hot soapy water sitting on the counter next to the sink with maybe a dirty fork placed inside. Or maybe you have a small plastic dish pan that you use for soaking things. I know someone who soaks the silverware in a little plastic dish pan. Let's get those difficult items pre-rinsed and soaking so that we can quickly wash the easy items. Okay. And if you have a dishwasher, quickly washing the easy items could mean just placing them into the dishwasher, especially if you have a good dishwasher where you don't have to do a lot of preliminary work for the dishes to get clean. Okay, but some of you need to still pre-rinse under running water. That's what I do. So once the difficult items are soaking, I'm still working with that scrub brush and the running water to get those pre-rinsed and placed into the dishwasher. But if you don't have a working dishwasher or you prefer not to use one, you want to start that first sink load of easy items. Okay, just be working on dishes while I talk, whatever that means for you. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I want to make sure that this applies to everybody. Typically, when hand washing everything, I like to start with the glasses and mugs and silverware. And of course, I'm changing the dish water as I go in that situation. Okay. But of course, if I'm loading the dishwasher, I just load it and then I hand wash the remaining items that started soaking at the beginning of the session. Okay. If you're facing a disaster right now, you might want to listen to another kitchen episode or an episode called Listen When You Have a Lot of Dishes to Do, because I'm only giving you a few minutes to do dishes. This is kind of a speed clean episode. Okay. But once I've done the glasses and silverware, then I go on to plates and bowls. I change the water as needed, depending if there's a lot of dishes or just a few items and whether the water's getting dirty. And I have a two-sided sink. So I've got the soapy water in one side and then the other side is for rinsing. It's for pre-rinsing and it's for the final rinse. But some of you have like that big single basin sink. Can't relate. I'd probably buy a dish pan because my system involves a two-sided situation. You know how to do your dishes. The important thing is that you follow the tip of getting the difficult items soaking at the beginning of the session because that helps you use your time more effectively when you're trying to get dishes done quickly. So just be working on your dishes, whatever that means for you. And of course, whenever you finish your dishes, I want you to wipe down the surfaces of your kitchen. Okay, how thorough you go depends on what kind of day you're having, but typically it's a good idea to clean from the top down. Wipe down the part of the cabinets that you can reach for now to get rid of any fingerprints, and then wipe your countertops and backsplash area and your stove top and the fronts of your large appliances, your countertop, clean out your sink. Just be working on those upper kitchen surfaces. Then if you have any time left, do some spot cleaning of the floor. While you're working on your dishes and kitchen surfaces, I want to go over the daily 5 just to give you an idea of a way that you could use this show to have a certain type of routine, because a lot of you ask about systems, routines, and this show explores a lot of different ways of cleaning your house and systems of cleaning your house. So what I'm about to say is just one possible way of using the show, called the Daily 5. Okay, every day you do your dishes and you clean your kitchen and you spend 5 minutes picking up like we did. And then that's step 2. Step 3 is sweep or vacuum the high traffic areas. Remember, I said it gives a good impression when I walk in, and my husband has vacuumed the entryway, living room, and hallway. Okay, and he swept the kitchen floor or whatever. That's what I mean by vacuuming or sweeping high traffic areas. Okay. There's other things to be done, like there's mopping to be done, there's other floors to be vacuumed, but those are the high traffic areas. Number 4 is deep clean one area or complete one deep cleaning task throughout your house. Okay. For example, your one deep cleaning area could be dusting your living room before vacuuming it. It could be dusting and vacuuming a bedroom. Okay, and this is after you've done your 5-minute pickup and cleaned the kitchen and swept and vacuumed high traffic areas. Okay, we're already talking about step 4 here. I'm not saying do this right now. You're working in the kitchen. I'm just talking about a possible way of keeping your house clean using this show. I mentioned deep cleaning an area or deep cleaning, one deep cleaning task throughout the house. Okay, for example, if you have hard floors throughout your house, this could be sweeping and mopping all of your hard floors. It could also mean just if you have a combo of hard floors and carpet, it could just mean sweeping and mopping your kitchen and bathrooms where the hard floors are. It could mean vacuuming your carpets throughout the house, including the bedrooms. So it's either deep cleaning a room or doing a deep cleaning task throughout the house. Another one could be cleaning your windowsills and baseboards throughout the house. And there are other things. I'm just giving you examples. Okay, and then number 5 is kind of optional, and it's do a load of laundry from start to finish if you need to. And a lot of these free episodes are about doing your dishes and quickly picking up your outer areas. But like I mentioned, you can scroll way back and find episodes that cover the topic you need, but some topics are only covered in the bonus episodes. For example, there's a specific episode about windowsills and baseboards. Hopefully by now you're working on surfaces in your kitchen. Maybe you had to leave one pot to soak. Set a timer on your phone so you don't forget to come back to it. Or if you're facing a disaster, listen to another kitchen episode after this. For those who are new to the show, a disaster is when you have more than one sink load of dishes to do or more than what's going to fit in your dishwasher. Whatever amount of dishes overwhelms you is a disaster. By the way, I recently did a series on deep cleaning for holiday guests. Many of the episodes are free, a few of them are bonus episodes, but check that out if you're having guests for Christmas. I created the series before Thanksgiving, but obviously all the same principles apply to any holiday where you're having guests. I hope you got a lot done during this episode. Special thanks to those who support the show financially, but even just listening to these free episodes helps me. So be sure to click follow on whichever app you're listening on. If you haven't already done so, click on that 5th star and give me a positive rating and review. That's a way to help me without spending a dime. Happy cleaning. I'll talk to you in the next episode.